Welcome to SUP, the Scope Unmuzzled podcast, episode 16. And this time around, a special for Pride Month. Not really, but we have someone with a bunch of colors in his avatar, which is our new guest, Nama. He's actually from Italy. He lives in the UK. And we have a recurring guest, which is Tortinha, now in video form, in desktop, sadly. But she will also be joining the podcast. As always, we are gonna have a little introduction of our new guest, and then afterwards we are gonna discuss some of the interesting topics that we've come up with throughout the week, months, whatever that we are recording this podcast. So with that, I would like to start, and we're gonna get this train wreck of a podcast on the road or the rails. Welcome to the podcast. As always, we have some guests on our bench, and this time, our bench, we are in a train. This is a moving train, so you might see some scenery moving in the background. Hopefully the bitrate is not too bad. But you have one new guest and one recurring guest. So the new guest is Nama, which you can see here on the left. And then we have Tortinha, who is the person on the right. And for the people who are wondering who is this person that's sitting right there, that's a mute. That's what we call in VR chat a mute. That's just someone that doesn't talk. So we're not going to ask any questions to that. So let's start by introducing our guests, starting with Tortinha. So Tortinha, people could already know a bit about you in episode, I think it's like 7. Yeah, I think 7.
Yeah, 7.
Yeah.
It's been 7 episodes.
Yeah, so in episode 7, you can get to know a bit more about Tortinha. So I'm not asking for a full introduction. I'm just asking for like a basic introduction for the new people that are listening for the first time or watching. So for those people, could you give them a short introduction of yourself?
Oh, I am Tortinha. I am Brazilian. Thanks, Scope, for inviting me again.
As you requested. Yes.
I am 27. Yeah. Yeah, true.
Mm-hmm.
I am known as... what was it again? The cat woman? But you can also tell, like... Yeah, you can also say that I am trying, like... I am also known as someone who's trying to flee the country.
Yes, the person trying to flee Brazil because it's not a nice country. So she's trying to
exactly
marry someone here to get a visa. Is that it? Is that the reason?
Yeah, that's also true. But I can also say that's a new like kind of thing that's defined myself other than also a cat lady. All
right. Well, you want to do a little quick, like the hobbies you have, the job you have, like very quickly for the people that don't know.
Yeah, sure. I have 4 dogs and 1 cat now. Also, yeah, I acquired the cat after the video of the cat lady, not because of that podcast, but I don't know. I got really into cats. Yeah, I got really into cats after that. I don't know, they sounded really cute, so I decided to get a cat myself.
Mm-hmm.
So I got into character. My hobbies are really play some games online. I play a lot of VR. Not actually, I am on desktop right now.
Yeah, I was about to say you say you play a lot of VR, but here you are on desktop. Again, like my last episode with Akira, why are you in desktop and not in VR? Because you do have a VR headset.
I do have it, but my battery is really bad. So like I use it like for 1 hour and it's dead. So that's the lifetime of my VR at the moment. So I have time to chat. Yeah, I have time to chat with some people and that's it. Well, but I play other games.
You literally only had time to like set up your microphone and like get things to work out, and it's like, cool, everything is working, and then your headset died. That's the time you got within an hour.
Today was about it. Mm-hmm. But for other days, I don't have to set up anything. I just get online, like talk to some people, and that's it.
Well, you were actually not the only one today with technical issues, because Nama, you also had technical issues. But before we talk about that, could you first do a short introduction on yourself? So where you're from, where you live, your age, your work, your occupation, hobbies, all these kind of things.
Yeah, I'm Nama. Full name Namakeingo. I can explain later. Is this weird name? I'm from Italy, as you could probably tell from my weird accent. I'm definitely not from. I'm definitely not British. I'm from Milano, and I live instead in the UK. Moved here when I was studying, and now I'm working in the UK. I'm a software developer. I'm representing LGBTQ today, so as you can see, I'm really rainbowy because I do identify as pansexual. And
mm-hmm. Yeah, I was about to ask, like, which letter of the alphabet do you represent? But I guess in this case, it's the P, right?
I mean, it's definitely not a letter, but yes, it's in the plus.
It's in the plus. Well, do you know all the genders in the LGTBQIA plus alphabet and what they mean?
I mean, I know the first one. I don't remember all of them. You have to excuse me for that. But it's lesbian.
Get cancelled, man.
G,
bro, you're representing the LGBTQ community, but you don't know all the trans. Okay, continue.
I mean, I said L, lesbian, B, bisexual, J, gay, T, transsexual, Q is queer, and then the plus, everything else. I don't know, like, all of them, if you, like, want to use the standard one, but still the Q, I know.
Well, I think it's Q is queer, and you have I, which I think is, like, intersexual or intersex, maybe?
Yeah, intersexual.
Mm-hmm. And then you have the A, which is asexual, which is also kind of weird to have a sexuality kind of community, and then there's someone that's asexual, which kind of goes against the thing. But and then you have the plus.
I mean, it's broad, like it's even queer is not just about like natural sexuality. Queer is more of like a broader term. I identify also as queer because again, queer is more of an umbrella. It's not.
So you can use multiple letters while being part of the community. So you can represent multiple.
Yes.
Okay. Amazing.
Yes, you can, because like pansexual is my sexuality, and that's fine. But like queer is more generic. It's you can use it as a broader term for the entire community, or you can use it as a natural sexuality. Queer sexual, but it's also like queer, meaning like the original term that was like used to offend people, and now it's being repossessed to just say like people that do not conform to the norm. That's also who I am.
All right. Well, actually, I would like to know your answer. I have one prepared already. Maybe you can also chime in, Tortinha. What is the newest addition that you've heard of recently for like the LGBTQI plus community? Like what's the weirdest addition, or like what's like the latest addition that you've heard of that's not already, the part of the plus, basically? If you have any.
Honestly, I don't know. I don't follow the community that much, like everything. I don't declare myself as an expert.
Wait, there are people that are experts. The E's.
I mean, yes.
To be part of the plus. No, so the one that I heard is trisexual. So you have like male, female, and then non-binary. And trisexual means that you are all three at the same time. That's a new one. I don't know how to explain it. Maybe you know, Nama, what that means. Because I don't know.
No, that is a new term to me. However, it sounds pretty similar to, by definition, would be one that can shift between genders based on how they feel on that day. I don't remember.
Like Schrodinger's or quantum sexuality. I don't know.
It's not quantum. It's not a quantum state. No.
Well, it depends.
That would be a pretty fucking good name.
If it's observed, it could be observed something different than it actually is. Before you observe it, I don't know. It could be.
To be fair, yeah, that would be a fucking good name.
Quantum
I would
sexual.
like to be identified as quantum sexual. Yeah.
Oh my fucking god! There we go. Yeah, this is how they come up with all the new names, man. It's like you just throw shit at the wall. I was like, oh, this sounds pretty cool. Yeah, I like that. That's my name now. I could take this letter.
Quantum sexual.
It's another Q though, like queer, I guess. So we're gonna have to fit multiple of the same letters. We have to fight it out. I don't know.
Yeah, sure.
That's gonna be difficult. Okay, well, no, but you didn't mention like any of your like hobbies or interests that you have. So could you talk a bit more about that?
I mean, sure. I play a lot of games, mainly the story type, avid Assassin's Creed player. I've been replaying recently everything, starting from the first, going through Brotherhood, now replaying Black Flag recently, Netz's Rogue. I don't know. I play that usually with my girlfriend as well. She's also into the series. I don't know. Other than that,
is it because, especially Assassin's Creed 2, I think, and also Brotherhood, because they take place in Italy, or like the main characters are Italian? Is that why?
No, I wouldn't say that. No, I don't think that's the reason. Because, there's Ezio Auditore is Italian, but that's not the reason why I'm into the series. It's just that I like story games. I think Assassin's Creed does a good job of like telling a story that meets so like story in the past and story in the present, and like building even a sequence between each of the instances of the series. So like there's always something connecting them together. And yeah, it's pretty enjoyable. It's like they built quite a good world around the entire series that can be fun to explore and like satisfying to like study and like trying to remember everything and like
to uncover basically. Yeah,
get into it. Yeah.
All right. Well, any other interests or games you're playing?
I don't know. I like to code. That's why I went into software development. Sometime I do play a bit also into like play with software development and game development in my own time. And I definitely don't dedicate enough time to like actually start developing a game because my focus, like my ability to focus on something is definitely not great. I'm a procrastinator, and like I always procrastinate, even my own stuff, in my own projects. But yeah, most of the time I just spend time like watching videos and like watching YouTube. You know, a lot of YouTubers I follow.
Yeah.
Also, I watch anime, manga. Sometimes I read manhwa rather than manga. I do watch quite a bit of anime. Yeah, that's about it. I don't know.
Well, I can definitely relate to your like procrastination thing, because I still have a video in my timeline in Adobe Premiere that I have done. I have finished like editing most of it basically. I just need to add the subtitles, which is just like, you know, a bunch of labor. It's like very numb work that you have to do. It's very annoying and boring to do, but you know, you kind of have to have it in the video now because it's become a standard. And yeah, that's also kind of a thing that I'm like procrastinating on for quite a while now. So you have even footage from, I don't know, like more than 6 months ago that is in the video. But eventually it will get released when I have the time to actually work on that. But, you know, I have the podcast, other things. But yeah, I can definitely say that procrastination is also, I guess, something that I do. But I usually not replace it with like watching videos. I guess I'm replacing it with other productive or useful things that I then need to have more priority on, basically. Like the podcast in this case.
Oh, I think I know what you mean.
Yeah, there's this entire procrastinator. I tend to do something not productive, but people tend to even try to do something that they consider easier, but still consider productive and put it in priority, even though you have something behind that like you wanted to complete from ages ago.
Well, you actually said that, so coding is also one of your, or programming, it's like one of your interests as well. Like, so you would say like a hobby, and that's probably how it started, I would assume. Is that correct?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I started coding when I was actually only 11. I did my first website when I was 11. My mother, she was an artist at the time. She painted, and I took the opportunity to do a website in which put her doing essay in which you could see all the picture, all the paintings, and so on. I mean, obviously HTML, barely coding, but you know, that's how I started. I was before that I was already playing around with command line and bash, you know, like those kind of things that everyone started with probably in that sector. Like you know, at the time there was that command line thing, for example, to see the entire Star Trek movie in the command line. And if anyone else remember that, but I do remember at the time, like in what was it, like 2007, something like that. You could write a command line that connects to a website, and it runs that script from the website, and then in the command line you have this entire reproduction of Star Wars. So yeah, like playing also with that, and I don't know, getting passionate about those kind of things gradually, and then started by doing HTML, then moved up to Java, JavaScript, and then C# now. Going to university in the UK, and now I'm just working as a software developer.
Well, so that's a good case for my my question that I have. So this is not part of the introduction, but one of the questions I actually have in the list is: would you say, or would you recommend to people to turn their hobby into their career, or would you rather have people, you know, pick something else? well, in your case, you might be biased, but what would you say, generally speaking, to people that are like trying to find out, okay, what do I want to do as a career, for example? Would you recommend using your hobby and putting it into a career, or something else? And same question for you, Tortina.
It really depends for me, because you have to really commit to what you're doing. When you're doing for a hobby, you do when you have like your free time. And when you're doing like for a job, you have to put more effort into it. And sometimes it became an obligation. And sometimes it's not that enjoyable. Like sometimes you just have to do it because like it's there, you know? And like I know a lot of people that used to like play games just for fun, and they became pro players. And it I don't know, they just lost like the passion for the game, because like they had to play every day to be good at it, and the fun wasn't there anymore. So I mean, if it's something like you want, like you see your purpose on it and you want to like make money out of it, I mean, yeah, why not? But like if it's something like people like make you do it, or I don't know, like something that is just there, you know, and you make yourself do it because like society make you do it. I don't know. You're good at it, but like, it isn't really there for you, you know? Just make it your hobby. Make it fun.
Yeah, so you're actually saying that people shouldn't put their hobby into their career, because then, well, yeah, because that's kind of my argument, is like, if you do this, you lose your hobby, or you lose your interest or your passion that you had once before you turn it into a career. And now it's like, well, you have to find something else to fill in that gap, to fill in your free time, for example. At least that is my experience. Not sure what is your take on this, Nama?
I mean, my perspective is different, as you might have guessed. But really it depends on your character, on the character of the person. Like, for me, I don't find it bothersome, like being dedicated to like software development as my work, even though that was like my hobby. Because like I do find the job entertaining. At that time, I still find it entertaining after like 5 years as a software developer. Like, obviously, I'm not coding something like that I designed, something that is my own creation. But it's still like challenging and entertaining to do. Like, I find enjoyment in like solving the issues, and creating the microservices that goes with C# development. I mainly do Azure DevOps, so microservices are the main thing. And like every time I do something, it's like it's a challenge. It's something that I can create and enjoy while creating that. It's like it's still something that is fulfilling to me. So yeah, obviously it's not an hobby anymore. Obviously it's something that pays the bills. So I definitely lost that hobby. But considering that it wasn't my only hobby from the first, like starting from always, it was never my only hobby. Yeah, like upgraded that hobby into a job, but I still have my hobby as as a gamer. I still play games in my free time. So yeah, I can still do that. I can still watch anime in my free time. So yeah, I mean, obviously, I don't feel the urge of like after work continuing coding and like, I don't know, working on a personal project or a game or whatever. Because like, you know, when I leave work, I feel like doing something else. So yeah, there's definitely that. If you want to focus on something as a personal project, then yeah, it's easier to focus on that if it's not your job, because then you can do something else during the work time, and then go back to work, go back to home, and then when you're home, you can focus on your personal project. And yeah, that could work. But also, it depends again on your character, because like some people are workaholic. They can actually do that. I personally wouldn't be able to do that, even though my work was something else. Because like even a different work will still be brain intensive, like fatiguing and so on. So when you're home, you don't really want to do something that is also fatiguing. You also want to relax, and like coding is fatiguing. To be fair, it is fatiguing. I enjoy it, but it is because it's a brain job. So yeah, it is tiring. So even if I were to like do a different kind of job, I probably would still not spend a lot of time coding. So yeah, I think it's better for me to just do it as a job.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so basically what you're saying is that because of the fact that it's like a mental straining activity, coding in this case, if you come home, you don't want to do another mental straining activity. So you could do something physical, like you could do, I don't know, like work out or something, because it's like completely different. But doing something else that requires a lot of mental energy or like brain energy, yeah, you would probably not be that inclined to do that right after work if you've already done that for like 8 hours. So yeah, I could definitely see that. And yeah, it does really depend on if you also have other hobbies. So if you only have this one hobby or maybe like two, turning your hobby then into a career might be a bit of an issue. But yeah, if you have multiple hobbies, you could sacrifice one and turn it into a career if you enjoy doing that. But yeah, it like I said, it kind of depends on the hobby that you have, the personality you have. Because I do know some people that I also still have to get on the podcast. Someone like Akko, who will be also working on his own coding at home after work, after he's worked for so many hours. So yeah, that's not something that I would be able to do either. But what I did is, because I had this decision when I went to college, because I was debating between two different degrees. So one was communication multimedia design, which is just for like designing things, designing pages or websites for people, logos, and all these kind of things. More like a design creative job, or business IT, so business information technology, which is more like advising, consultancy, like making optimizing business processes, seeing how you can solve that using IT. So something that is not something you can really do as a hobby, I think. Maybe advising people can be a hobby, I'm not sure. But one was like a creative thing, which I still do in my free time. So like creative endeavors, I do digital art, customization, these kind of things. And then like business IT is like something completely different, not really my hobby at all, but it's related to something that I like. So like IT and technology. So it's just enough affiliation to feel enjoyable, to make it enjoyable, but it's not something that you can really do in your free time. So it doesn't really sacrifice anything in my regard. because it's not a hobby. So I turned in something that was not a hobby into a career. So something out of nothing, basically. And all my previous hobbies are still intact and sometimes even get used by my career. For example, if my boss asks, like, oh yeah, we have this new department, we need a logo for it or whatever, like, can you make this? It's like, yes, I can do this because I do it in my free time. So I have the experience for it. I don't do it professionally, but I can use this also for my profession. And I'm glad I took the decision because now I still have digital art and these kind of things as a thing to do in my free time. Although I don't have too much time for it, but regardless, it's still there to pick up. Anything you guys have like that's a similar experience to this?
Yeah, I think it's like,
sorry.
Like it's really. I mean, for us, it's like something. It's a matter of choice. Like, of course, like our dream job is like to be good, like in things we like, and like do things like that fulfill us.
Mm-hmm.
It is like that's what like we want it to be, right? It's like some people doesn't have like this luxury, you know, like they have to work where they have, you know. But like I try to like point my career to like something that I'm good at and something that kind of is like used to be my hobby at like, let's say, and because I was graduated in business, but I never did programming. But I realized after I graduated that I needed like to have some technical skills in programming. So I started like studying on my own, like as a hobby. And now I have to make like this hobby like as my job. You know?
Is it really your hobby in that case though? Because you studied it in your free time to eventually be used for your career. So that's just training, I guess. And maybe you enjoy the training, but that doesn't make it a hobby. Because the end goal is, you know, still career.
Yeah, that could be it. Like the end goal was my career in the end. I guess all of us is trying to make it at that. Sometimes it's an accident, sometimes not.
What about you, Nama?
In my case, instead, I can add that, as I said, it's more of a personal thing. It depends how you feel about it. Because, like, in my case, the reason why I find my job enjoyable is because I'm coding. If I was like going to work and like I don't know, do the manager job or like dealing with people and like managing people and I don't know, messaging, sending emails and whatever else, I would hate it. Fucking hate it. So yeah, like the reason why I find is that my job enjoyable is the fact I'm actually coding. I'm doing something that I find enjoyable. So yeah, it is somewhat different when you're talking about coding because like it's very broad. Like I find coding in general enjoyable, but like even outside a job, I wouldn't like develop microservices as an hobby. I wouldn't develop microservices. Mm-hmm. It's what the job asks, so I do. And if I want to do something as an hobby, I'll probably do some gaming development. So like the fact itself that coding is such a broad thing, it can fit the role of both work and the job, the job and the hobby at the same time. So if I had the mental capacity and focus to like do like Akko, as Cope mentioned, and go back home and like keep coding, I could definitely still do it as a hobby. I could definitely code for work, then go back and code for an hobby. Because like I said, like Azure microservice at work, then go back home and like do game development. That would totally work. It's a different type of coding. So like from the point of view, like what you're doing, it's still separate, but you're still like doing something at work that is still enjoyable and like something that you find satisfaction from.
Well, basically what you're saying is that it's a skill set that you have that you can use for multiple things. So let's say if you're like a carpenter or someone, that does like DIY stuff around the house, your job might be, I don't know, like just laying floors and like making sure that that's straight and like putting in like laminate, like hardwood flooring. That might be your job, but your skill set is broad enough to also do stuff like, I don't know, like painting your walls at the house or like making sure that everything is straight. So that's like, something that you could do in your free time. Well, probably not as a hobby, but that's a skill set, a broad skill set you could use for multiple things. And your career only does a small subset or like has a specific goal for it, which it can be used for multiple different things, which you then could use as like a hobby, basically.
Yeah, like to take your example, like if I was someone that has the skill set to work with wood, I could work as a carpenter laying wood flooring. But then when I go home, I could actually like I don't know, sculpt wood or like build furniture for myself and like do those kind of do-yourself thing with wood. And yeah, probably I would find enjoyable to like build furniture, even though it's not what I do at work. But like when I go to work and like do that kind of work, that kind of thing, I can still find it enjoyable because it's related.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I think that should be like the takeaway from the conversation is like it's probably best to. If you have like a hobby or something, or hopefully or just have a interest in an area that is very broad, you could use that to your advantage where you have, a part of it be a hobby and then part of it you can professionalize and make it into a career. That way you still have a related sense of an interest, some interest you have for the work that you're doing during your career, during your profession, and you still have an interest when you're doing these kind of things as a hobby in your free time. So it's probably best to just invest time into that. So like a diverse skill set that could be used for multiple goals, basically. Would you guys agree?
Yeah. Yeah, I think that pretty much summarized what you were saying.
Okay. Tortinha, you want to say anything about that?
I think that works because like coding, it's a broad like
that's
skill.
That's what we said. Yes. So
yeah.
So your answer is yes.
Exactly it. Yes. Yeah. But I wouldn't say that works like for any skill. But definitely, yeah.
Mm-hmm. No, of course, it's going to be depending on your situation, depending on your interest. But
yeah,
that
it
would
depends.
Be a good,
it depends really on your sets of skills, really.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but I completely agree.
Mm-hmm. Okay, well, that's a good lesson to have, I guess. But now going back to you specifically, Nama, could you actually give a explanation of your name? So it's Namakeingo. How did you come up with that name?
Yeah, I saw this coming. So yeah, my tag is Namakeingo, and it's actually something that came out as an inside joke between me and my girlfriend. So me and my girlfriend like sometimes to do like weird fucking tangent in like imaginary topics, and like in a weird fucking one in which we were going, we decided I was some sort of superhero in like fighting against evil in the secret, and we decided that my name as the superhero was Bradicottero. Bradipo is sloth, and the part cottero was from fenicottero in Italian, that is flamingo. And in Italian we have this thing where you can like mix two words and make them into one. So Bradi Cottero is Bradi of Bradipo, Cottero of fenicottero. And then later on, after we decided I was Brady Cotter, we were like talking about her social account in which she was using the tag Maku for manga drawing, and we were thinking like she could complete the name, adding a name and surname. So we are thinking of like Jap English words that we could use for that. And while I was doing that, we had the weird idea like translating my name from Bradicottero into Japan English, and so it came out basically. Bradipur slot in Japanese is Namakemono, and then you have flamingo that in Japanese is furamingo. So I took namake of Namakemono and mingo of Namakeingo, sorry, is fureingo, Namakeingo of flamingo, and mix them together. So that's how it came out, Namakeingo.
Mm.
And then after that, it became my username for everything. Like, it's pretty unique, and it's hard to pronounce for most people, but I still find it unique and a good name, I think. So,
well, for a lot of people, I think for most people in our group, we just call you Nama, because Namakeingo is like it's a bit too long. It's a bit too difficult, but you definitely have the unique part, because I don't think you have any issues with it being taken if you make a new account in some online thing.
Yeah, I definitely never had issue with actually using it in any platform. Never had like put it in and like saying the name is already taken, because it's pretty unique, I would say. And most people, as you said, call me Nama. But that's fine. It sounds nice, even as a short of Namakeingo. So I definitely enjoy it, even as a short. Obviously, just Nama probably would not be unique enough to be a username in any platform.
No, definitely not. No, that would be
it will be Nama 12369 fucking random numbers and letters after that.
Yep, exactly. That's one way to make it unique, I guess, or well, uniquer for the system, not really unique in general, because a lot of people do that when their shit gets taken, their name. Okay, so then we go on to the next thing, and I also would like to know it about between you two, which is do you guys remember how we initially met up? And so, Nama, how did you meet me, and how did you meet Tortina?
I mean,
That's a good question.
How I met Scope, I think it was pretty normal, nothing special. Just I was joining on Banjo and Kupsi at the time. I met them just in random words. And I joined in the World of the Rain. How was it called?
Room of the Rain.
Or something like that. Yeah, Room of the Rain. There you go. And there was like Kupsi, Banjo, and everything else just fucking drunk as fuck. And then there was Cope. They said was the only one not drunk. So I started talking with the same person. And that's about it. Instead, for Tortina, it was more unique the way we met. It was still together with Banjo, Kupsi, and I think was also Scope.
The core group.
Or maybe Scope was not there at that time. I don't know. But basically, they had the weird idea of like, let's go in a furry world and like meet furries and joke about the fact that we're also furries.
That was before you guys met me, because I was never part of that shit, because I'm not a furry.
Okay, then you definitely were not there. So it was me, Banjo.
Wow.
It was me, Banjo, Kupsi, Fango, Meg.
Fango, yeah.
Yeah, Meg was Fango at the time. And yeah, we had that weird idea, like going to a furry world and faking being furries. And in a furry world in which we went, there was
a furry.
It was just a furry. Yeah, she's a furry.
What a surprise!
And she was wearing an Animal Crossing. She was wearing an Animal Crossing avatar. The how is it called? The yellow dog Isabel. There you go. She was wearing that. Yeah, I don't know. At first, we just started talking random. Then later on, she started being part of the group. So started talking more and more, and now our friend. There you go.
And that's how the furries integrated in our group. That's how it started, everyone. It all went downhill.
Yes,
I was inviting them to my island on Animal Crossing.
No, you even converted people to be furries. You converted Vali into a furry.
That wasn't my fault. He was already a furry. He just
yeah, I know.
Identified himself as a furry now.
Well, I made Valen into a just a degenerate, I guess. And then he became even more degenerate.
I was gonna tell a
becoming
story.
a furry.
I was gonna tell a story of how I met Nama.
Yeah, you can tell your perspective.
It was a really rainy day in the land of the Englishmen. You know?
Oh, I thought you were going to say
a real person.
Room of the Rain.
Yes, it was nighttime, about 11 o'clock. And and then I messaged an unknown man that I never saw in my life. Only on VR chat. Hello, man. I am in the Manchester. In the Manchester subway. Was it a subway? No.
There's no subway in Manchester.
No, there's no subway.
Probably the train station.
The train station. Can we meet? I needed a place to stay.
Oh wait, you're
and then
talking
he
about
came
where you
to
guys.
pick me up.
You're talking about how you guys met in real life, not in VR chat.
Yeah,
Yeah.
in
She's
real
talking
life.
about real life because, like, I mean, I already
I was
told
confused.
the virtual one.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I said, I am standing right next to a big clock.
Yeah, she got
Very helpful.
lost in the train station. Basically,
Yes.
I was trying to find her in the train station, and like, I don't know where she
And
was.
I
but
just
like,
got off the
basically,
train, the train. I have no idea where I am. I am in the Manchester station. That's it.
Yeah, I was instead waiting in the most conspicuous spot of the fucking train station. Like in Manchester train station, there's like a spot with a lot of benches. In the center, you have a piano in which people can play
I did
piano
not see that
freely.
piano.
And like that's fucking very conspicuous. Like there's nothing around, then you have these benches all around the piano, and there was even people there playing. So when I was trying to figure out where Tortina was, I told her like just look for a piano. There's people playing. I'm here. I'm there.
Listen to the mediocre piano playing in the background, and follow that sound. Go there, basically.
No. I did not find the piano. Nama had to find me.
Yeah. I had to
Start
search
busting
for
out in song himself.
Oh yeah, he could play like a really bad song that I would look for the Sinfonia that Nama was playing.
I cannot play piano.
That I would
I
have
cannot
known.
play anything actually.
You can play the keyboard, the actual keyboard, the computer one. That you can play.
Yes, I can code. I
Yeah.
can code music.
Exactly. Well, I actually had because what you're describing is the similar experience I had at I think it was like in Amsterdam. Yeah, it was in Amsterdam where Kitty, the girlfriend of Koopsie, went there to Amsterdam by herself, and then we try to pick her up. And she was calling with Koopsie, and she's like, yeah, I don't know where I'm at. I was like, I'm at the train station. It's like, which train station? Like in Amsterdam, there's like multiple stops, around Amsterdam itself. So you have like 2-3 train stations. It's like, which one are you at? It's like, oh, this one. Okay, that's the one we are at. Okay, good. Now, where are you within the train station? It's like, I don't know. I just got off the train, off the platform. It's like, okay, do you have anything you see around you? It's like, yeah, a bunch of stores. It's like, oh, fuck. What kind of stores are you seeing? Which store? Can you read the signs? And it's like, they couldn't fucking figure out for the life of me where they were or where she was. So I told them, it's like, just look for a sign of a store. I will look it up in Google Maps and we'll just walk there and just tell her to stay put, and then we go there. And eventually it was like a pharmacy or whatever. It's like, yeah, I'm at this pharmacy. It's like, okay, let me look it up. Okay, it's here. Let's go there, tell her to not move, and then we'll go find her. And then eventually we fucking found her after like 20 minutes or Koopsie like trying to get her location or trying to get her to navigate to where we were. Instead, I was like, no, we navigate to her, we can find her, and then we just walk back. So yeah, females and trying to get other people to know where the fuck they are in like a train station is apparently very difficult to do. I've seen it.
I don't think it's about being female. It's just being about It's just about being about in a unknown country for the first time. Like it's completely different. I mean, even for me, the first time that I went to the UK, it was pretty fucking confusing. So yeah, I can understand.
Yeah, but do it at least, get like a landmark.
We expect you to be at the front door of our train waiting for us.
Yeah, like some kind of romantic movie where everyone knows exactly which train you get out of.
That's what me and Kitty were expecting.
Right. Well, that doesn't always
I did that
happen.
for my girlfriend, but not for you.
Thank you, Nama, for the consideration.
I mean, you're not my girlfriend. There you go.
Throwing Tortinha under the bus
I
from
know,
the
I
train.
know.
I mean, it was also easier for my girlfriend because it was at the airport, you know? At the airport, there's only one exit. At the train station, there's fucking multiple.
Yeah, true. That doesn't make any more easy on us. Okay, well, I think that's good for the topic that we discussed. So how we met each other, how you guys even met in real life. I mean, I've not.
She didn't.
What?
She didn't say that how she met you.
Well, she has in the other podcasts, so we're not going to go over that.
Oh, true.
I have not met you guys in real life yet, so I cannot, tell that story. Not yet.
But it's going to happen. I can predict the future.
Is that you're like, oh, I'm going to tell something about the future. It's like, yeah, that might happen. Yeah. Well, we have something planned, so who knows? Maybe we have an extravaganza episode. I have to bring my microphone again to record something. Actually, I should do that. We'll see.
Oh, I'm gonna bring my microphone in.
Okay. Good. Oh, wait. Good. Then at least we have two sources instead of just one shitty one that is just pointing towards the entire room and it picks up all the echo. So that would be very nice if you could bring your microphone as well.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. So we've discussed a bunch of the general topics for introduction, but one that there's actually two we were missing. One is the special thing that you are known for. And I think, Nama, people might just have to look at you and they might see what might be special about you. But could you maybe elaborate yourself what makes you special, what you are known for within like the friend group, for example?
I mean, I'm known as the gay rainbow wizard, or as I prefer, the pansexual rainbow wizard.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't have my hat, but like the reason why I'm called like that is because my avatar was originally kind of like a witch. I modified it a bit. I removed the hat. And did all that rainbow because represents my queerness, and also you can tell that my avatar is not really female nor male nor anything, because like I'm non-binary. I don't identify as male or female. I identify as non-binary. But like there's no boobs, but there's also like no dick, nothing there in this avatar, and like long hairs and more female looking face. So like at first when I started using this avatar, people are like, is this a female avatar or a male avatar? I cannot tell. And I was always tell them, yeah, that's the fucking point.
So the point is trying to make other people question their sexuality. It's like, I don't know what to think about this thing. Is that the reason? Is that the goal?
No. The point is that they shouldn't assume my gender. That's the point.
Okay. Fair enough. Well, I guess they didn't, because I was there a lot of times when people would ask and no one would assume your gender. They would be like, I'm not sure if this is like if I should find this hot or not. So that people would just ask you. It's like, okay, what are you? It's like, are you male, female?
And I would say it was neither.
Yeah.
There you go.
And then they would just walk away. Usually it's like they don't like that answer. I don't care. I'm going to look at some other anime titties over there right now. So goodbye. That's usually how it would go.
And then they stay for the rainbow though.
Yeah, and then the rainbow, or like the well, you don't have it on you now, but the previous outfit, we have like the weird
The
faces.
hat.
And well, also
Yeah.
there's in the hat.
Yeah. I mean, I can switch to that. There's my avatar, other avatar. There's hentai.
That's fine.
That's not really safe for YouTube though.
Mm-hmm. Yes, let's not do that. But yeah, that is definitely
that's
something.
why you're not using the hat.
No, that's not the reason. Well, it's just that the hat was pretty big. So, it covers a lot of the views. Like, I got annoyed by it after a while. So I decided to remove it.
That's fair. All right. So another thing, and that's the last one for the introduction before we do some other random topics, if we don't go over time, is personal goals. So Nama, do you have any goals you look forward to? So like long-term things you're planning to do? I have heard today, because it's the first time I've heard this, that your girlfriend moved in with you. So I guess that's also something that is happening. Maybe you have some plans for that in the future. I'm not sure. But what are your personal goals for the long term?
I mean, I don't really have much of a goal. The main thing is right now, like saving money because I want to buy a house. Mm-hmm. And that's like quite a huge one. But like the fucking market in the UK is like garbage. So like, I don't know when it's going to happen. Fucking mortgages being at like 5% interest rates. So like, I don't know. I'm trying to look for it. I'll probably still go for it because like I'm still renting and like it's a huge fucking waste of money renting. So yeah, probably that's my nearest goal. The house. Other than that, I don't know. Just progressing my career, and I don't know. We'll see what else in the future.
Mm-hmm. Well, have had discussions with you before where, for example, you have some equipment that you're using that's like kind of outdated or like could be upgraded, but you're like, it's still functionable. I can still use it. Like you're very, what's it called? Like frugal with your money. Like I think you are pretty good at saving up money, I would say. Would you say that's correct?
I mean, yes, even though
not anymore.
Now that I'm working more and like being able to actually have money more freely, I'm less frugal. But yes, you probably remember when I was like having all fucking monitors and still refusing to change them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and those you're probably remembering about my PS3 issues as well. I had a power supply at the time that was a 400 watt power supply,
mm-hmm.
and like when I upgraded to my GPU at the time, it was basically I had to put the power limit down to 60%, because like otherwise it would trigger the current protection of my PSU, and like I was frugal about like upgrading to the PSU at a time, because like for one my job situation was still not quite there, because like I did my placement and then I was still doing the last year of university after that, so like the money flow was not there, and also I like small cases, and that poses a lot of limitations in terms of upgrades.
Mm-hmm.
My PC is in a small form factor. and I did pre-order a power supply upgrade for an 850 watt steel small power supply. But yeah, that took fucking forever to arrive, and I had to do with what I had for the time being. So yeah, my PC was always crashing while playing VR chat because hitting the current limit, and my power supply shutting off because of that.
Yeah, and then I told you, and also with like the monitors, like, why don't you just upgrade your stuff, man? It's like, do you have money? It's like, yeah. It's like, you can just buy, an upgrade. It's like, yeah, but it works or whatever. It's like, I don't remember the argumentation. It was very weak argumentation because I remember that I think afterwards you did upgrade, or
yeah,
I think it was also like, we were talking about like full body.
Yeah, it was also regarding the full body. Yeah, like I was debating about like buying all these expensive stuff to like do full body, and I like that would like 1,000 upgrade in order to do that, and it was like at the start of like actually having money. Like I had that 4 years during university in which I was saving as much as possible because like I didn't have that much money to spare, and
Average student life,
right after that I started actually being paid pretty well, because fucking being an IT actually pays well, but I was still with the mentality of like save as much money. So I didn't really want to commit into spending 1,000 on something that was just just for personal enjoyment. So like I debated it for quite a while before pulling the trigger.
Meanwhile, you're spending so much hours in VR chat that it's like, bro, you might as well spend money on it because you're playing the fucking game like every day. It's like, why don't you spend money on it? Like, most people would already have done that if they had the money. Your case, you had the money, but you're like still trying to find a convincing reason to splurge for it, basically.
Yeah, I don't know. It just, it was the mentality that I was in at that time. As I said, I just came out of the period in which I was like focused on saving as much as possible, because otherwise, you didn't have enough money to do anything else. And even though now I was actually having money to spare, I was still in that mentality like, can I really spend that money?
Mm-hmm. Well, it's kind of like a lifestyle change, right? Because a similar thing happened to me, where once you finally actually you have a career, you finally make money enough to actually buy things that you normally would have to save up like multiple months for, or like years. You could just have one salary now. It's like, oh, cool, I can afford this. It's like, oh, cool. So yeah, you kind of have to get used to the fact that that kind of money is coming in regularly on your bank account. And then, people change and people will actually splurge more money on consumer goods, which may or may not be a good thing.
Yeah, consume.
Mm-hmm.
Feed capitalism.
Exactly.
Yeah, definitely now I'm not that frugal, because like you see my desk setup is quite expensive looking now.
Mm-hmm.
I have a fucking 4080-inch OLED monitor and a secret lab chair and a huge fucking desk in like wood. So yeah.
See,
it's an investment. It's an investment there, because it's for work. It's an investment.
Right. Yeah. But it's, like I said, it's like the lifestyle change. So once you finally start consuming, it's like you're never really going to stop, as long as you have the money for it, of course.
Not on everything though, because differently from you, I'm still debating whether or not I should buy the Robo Vacuum.
Oh, totally worth it.
You still didn't buy it? What the fuck, man?
No,
You
I
still
didn't.
manually clean the floors in your apartment? Oh
Yeah,
my God.
no,
I mean, technically, I don't manually
Do you
clean the
still
apartment
have-
because my girlfriend actually cleaned the apartment.
Okay.
I upgraded to a bio vacuum. There you go.
I still feel like mine is more thorough to make sure that every spot gets cleaned and mopped at the same time, So highly doubt
Do you
it.
have that mop one?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I have the expensive one.
I really want to get that one.
That's kind of the problem with fun topic robot vacuum. So if you are in the market for one, first check out. It's like, okay, do I have level flooring? Do I not have like a shag carpet where the robots get stuck? Do I not have like a bunch of obstacles everywhere where the robot will get stuck under or not really efficiently clean the floor? Because what I, for example, have to do is some of the little tables or little like foot trays or whatever, I have to put it on top of something else to make the room or the floor more clear, so the robot vacuum can then go everywhere. Even for my couches, which I did this recently, not only for my vacuum but also for like posture reasons, is I increased the height of my couches, so now my robot vacuum can go under both of them. So no longer I have to do any manual cleaning underneath that sort of stuff, or like pull it apart or set it aside. I just have the robot vacuum do it. And yes, it does have the mopping thing, because I believe that if you do invest in one, invest in a good one, because then you're going to be happy with the result. If you're going to have a mediocre result each time, or you're just going to get stuck all the time, you're just going to get annoyed and you're not going to be using it. So yeah, definitely, if you invest in one, invest in a good one. That is my advice.
I mean, one of the reasons why I still didn't pull the trigger on it is because I'm considering buying the Roborock Mats V Ultra, S7 Mats V Ultra. Mm-hmm. That's like 1,400. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Top of the line.
But that says everything. So top of the line cleans the floor with vacuum and like also do mopping, and then it has the station in which it cleans the mopping and cleans the water, gets free clean water instead of you having to fill the water.
Mm-hmm.
Why don't you guys get the UP one? It's really like not that pricey and it's super good.
It's garbage. It's Tortinha. I've seen all the reviews.
That garbage.
I've seen all the reviews.
Yeah, I've seen the reviews.
It's like there's just this one brand like Roborock that's like basically killing the market right now. Like even like Roomba and shit. In comparison, like some of them might even be more expensive, the Roomba ones. It just not does a good enough job compared to the Roborock. Like that thing is like way ahead of the competition, and it's not too expensive for what they're asking. And they still do innovate with like the dock and everything that's like now automated, which mine doesn't have because it's an older model.
I mean, everyone copied
Did they have the mop one?
After they released it.
Yes.
Yeah, they have mop. The mop is like ultrasonic cleaning.
Yeah, it vibrates.
I might get the mop one on that brand then.
Differently from the everyone, when you're talking about the mop actually lifts and goes down. So actually you can leave it attached and then they can go on top of the carpet as well or whatever.
No, well,
I don't have carpet floor.
It's not supposed to go on. That's the whole thing. It's like you're not supposed to mop the carpet because it's just going to make the carpet wet and like drag a bunch of shit across it.
Exactly.
So if it detects carpet, it lifts it. Yeah, so it doesn't touch the carpet. That's the whole point of it. Although you could technically still mop the carpet. That's what mine does, and it doesn't get any dirtier. It just gets more clean. But if to clean it afterwards, it's that's all right. Whatever.
But if you get like your carpet like humid, it will get like fungus, and then it's not good.
It just gets damp. It doesn't get like wet. It's not gonna fucking sprinkler your carpet in your room. It's not. Doesn't have that much water. And as long as you're just using
you underestimate You underestimate the content of garbage inside of a carpet in the UK, especially if you're renting.
Well, yeah, if you have
even some water.
I don't like in Brazil we don't have carpet floors. It's too hot for that.
Yeah, you're lucky. You fucking UK, everything is carpet. Everything is fucking carpet. It's basically impossible to find an apartment in which you don't have carpet.
It's super disgusting.
It is, yeah.
Yeah, I know. I fucking agree. I find it totally lack of hygiene. So yeah, I definitely hate carpet. But like in the UK, you even have like the room with the kitchen with like just the part where you have the cooking area. There is no carpet, but then everything else around it with carpet. You have fucking houses like that. But like,
do you have carpet in the bathroom?
With food to the carpet. Luckily, fucking not. But I've seen some that has.
Yeah, I have seen some houses, even like in the Netherlands, that have it's like a carpet inside the bathroom. You know, there's your bath, your shower, and then there's just like carpet everywhere. And it's like, oh, that doesn't make any fucking sense.
Oh my god, you do not shower, and even if you shower, you get a disgusted carpet.
Yes, that exists. It's disgusting. I don't get why people do that. Well, it's mostly old houses.
Is fucking disgusting. I agree. Yeah, my house. Luckily, it's almost everything wood flooring. I have the wood flooring in the living room and all the old way. Then there's the tiling in the kitchen and the bathroom, and I have the carpet all in the bedroom. I couldn't avoid the carpet in the bedroom. That's the landlord decision. They even fucking removed the entire carpet and lay down the new carpet recently because like there was an infiltration of water, so they had to do it. But the guy that came over to get the quote on the flooring, like said, why are you actually installing a carpet here? Because like this room is weird. Is a shape for which you're actually gonna waste a lot of carpet, so it's gonna be more expensive to do carpet because like it's an L shape. So basically, to do the carpeting that L shape. They have to do the wider fucking part of the bed, unroll the entire part and cut away whatever they're not laying down. So they actually make you pay, obviously, also that part to cut away. So they tried to give the landlord the quote to actually do the wood flooring as well, but then they actually laid the carpet nonetheless.
No, man.
Even though they said it was gonna be cheaper to do the wood flooring and
more hygienic and easier to clean and keep clean. And the only thing is that once you get out of bed, but it's a bit cold.
It's warm. Yeah, it's warm. It feels warm on the feet when you stand out of bed.
Put like a little carpet that you can wash on
exactly.
the machine.
A rug. It's a rug. Yes.
Yeah, exactly. A rug.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you're talking to...
Maybe they haven't invented rugs yet in the UK, Nama. Maybe that's the problem. Maybe that's why it's everywhere. They don't know this technology
it's
exists.
Into the floor.
They do sell rugs on the supermarket. They sell rug on fucking Lidl as well. Everywhere. Well, you can find rugs everywhere.
You should go to your landlord and like gift them a rug. It's like, you know what? You could have just saved money and used this instead because fuck you.
Yeah, I don't know.
That doesn't make any goddamn sense.
When I'm actually gonna be buying a house, it's gonna be a nightmare finding a house that does not have carpet in it. Or after buying, I need to replace a fucking flooring to remove the carpet.
Mm-hmm. Well, speaking of buying things, I do actually have a topic which is, well, I have a funny story about this, but I'm not sure if you guys have something to tell for it. So, did you guys have any interesting or funny or weird interactions when you bought something like secondhand or maybe like off a store? Like any thought that comes to mind, like, oh, when I was buying this thing from this one guy, it was like a shady deal, like an alleyway. He had like a long coat. I don't know. It's very typical. Do you guys have any stories like that? So any weird purchasing stories from some secondhand guy or maybe even a store?
The only thing I ever bought secondhand was like a broken ass bike. When I was still going to uni, I needed something. I needed a bike, and like I bought a bike that was sold on eBay for 15 pounds.
Nice.
And I wrote to them like, I'll buy it for 5, and they say I'll say for 10. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I went all the way to collect it. It was like I don't know, 20 kilometers away. So I went there with a train with the intention of coming back with the bike instead of by train.
Mm-hmm.
But it was quite difficult to come back because it was entirely flat. All the wheels were completely flat. So I had to instead go straight to a bike shop to change all the wheel tires, and then after that I was actually able to go back home with the bike. But yeah, I don't know. It wasn't that weird of an interaction. Just went to that home in the middle of nowhere, and like they went in the backyard. They took this bike, gave it to me. Nothing.
But
I left after that.
Didn't you see that the tires are completely flat?
I was paying $10
Yeah, but they could inflate the tires. You could inflate the air is free, Nama. You could get it for free. You need a pump.
I mean, you can just stop at a gas station and then ask.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. That's what I did. I went to a local bike shop. They didn't fucking charge me for pumping the tire. No, the only issue is that one of the tire was actually like broken, so that's why I had to replace. But the other one was that just without air, so I pumped it, and that was good.
Yeah, okay, fair enough. But for me, actually, so I do have a good story where I don't think I've told anyone this actually. So this was for buying little small tables to put underneath my speakers to like raise them up a bit. So like big floor standing speakers, but even floor standing speakers can be a bit too short. So my TV or my monitor is up high, then I'm playing my media on. So I wanted to raise my speakers. So I was looking for 2 identical tables that could hold, very heavy speakers. So something with like solid wood and something that like could fit the rest of the interior. So I looked up online on like, the Dutch equivalent of like an eBay, and I found these 2 tables, and it was like, I think like 50 euros or something. Maybe even a bit more expensive. But like all the way up north in Netherlands. I'm like, oh, okay, well, I have to drive there. Maybe we should take my dad so we can have a little trip, like a little road trip while we pick up these tables and pay for them. So we went there to their house. It's like a nice house, like a garden and everything. It's because it's up north and everything's cheaper. So we go there. There's this couple there, and we could barely understand them because, well, it's not too bad. They had like an accent because, again, up north, people have an accent. It's kind of weird. We're from down south, and they have the little tables already ready in the hallway. So they're like, yeah, oh, we already expected you. This is the tables you were coming for. They're right here. As you can see, they have like a little drawer. So they open like the drawer. And it's also like very stable. And then she like pushes on it like slightly. Wait, no. She doesn't push on it. She's like, oh, it's actually very stable. You can feel it yourself. And then she picks up the table. And then the second the table moves up, the feet of the table just like folds over, and it falls flat. It falls over. And like, yeah, that looks very stable. You just picked it up and it fucking fell over. And then she's like, oh no, it's not supposed to happen like that. Honey, could you help here? The table fell over. And like, oh my fucking God. So I was there with my dad. Like we were both just like making fun of it because it's like, whatever. It's like, we don't really care. It's like, we're coming in for the tables. If it like falls over, or like it needs to be glued on, we can do that. It's fine. But then the husband came and was like, oh yeah, what happened? It's like, yeah, honey, look, I just picked it up and it just fell over. It wasn't me. It was already standing there. I don't know what happened. It's like, it's apologizing already. And like, well, we can take a bit off the price, it's fine. We can just glue it on. And then, we just talked with the owner a bit and it was also fine. And then we finally got the tables and it's like completely split down the middle, like of like solid wooden, leg. It's like an X-shaped leg, basically at the bottom. And basically what I did, I just went to the DIY store. I got like the glue that basically says like stronger than real wood bond or whatever, like stronger than wood, stronger than everything else. I was like, okay, that sounds good. Sounds pretty strong. So I put glue on it. I put a glue clamp on it and just let it rest overnight. And eventually I'm like, okay, this seems to be working correctly. So I just like sat on it with my full weight, tried to like shift around a bit to make sure like it doesn't fall over. And yes, it was completely fixed. The only thing is like you seal was like some kind of chamfering on the part where it broke off, but I kind of filled that in with some black stuff, and now you don't really see it. So I got two solid wood tables for pretty cheap. The only thing is that that the lady didn't really take into account that the leg would literally just fall off, and just trying to prove that it was strong. So yeah, that was kind of a funny story of that. I probably do have some other stories of picking up secondhand stuff, but that's the most a recent one that I remember. So yeah, does that maybe, so in case of not secondhand stuff, do you guys have something like negotiating a deal with a salesman or something interesting that happened, or they fucked up your order?
The only somewhat funny thing that I can tell about consumerism is my desk. I actually did not pay for it. It's a $200 desk, £200 desk, so it's not like that cheap. Actually, it was $300, something like that. And I bought it from Amazon UK, and I ordered it. And I don't know if you have ordered from Amazon, but they give you a date in which it gets delivered most of the time, especially for big items. They schedule even the exact time schedule.
Uh-huh.
And I ordered it. It was getting delivered on a Friday. And on that day, I was not going to be able to collect it. And they didn't give me an option to just reschedule for some reason. So I just decided, okay, I'll just cancel this order. And tomorrow morning, I'll place a new one, so it can be on Saturday. So I did that. I canceled the other order and placed a new order on Saturday. But then, for some fucking reason, when I received the actual order on Saturday, then I received an email also later on saying that both orders were refunded.
Oh, nice.
Because probably, I don't know, they received back the other item and thought, okay, that's the item that we sent. It was returning, so let's delete the order and refund everything. So yeah,
Mhm.
I don't know. I got everything free. A weird error from Amazon that got me free 300. So not complaining.
And you didn't tell them about it, Nama. You weren't a good boy. It's like,
Of
you know,
course
you
fucking
fucked
not.
up. Okay.
Why should I tell fucking Jeff Bezos that has fucking billions?
Because he has to buy new yachts. Think about the yachts, Nama. He has to have them, you know. Actually, this is a funny story. Did you... Oh, wait. Tortinha, go ahead.
I actually remember something now.
Mm-hmm.
So
about yachts?
my
Did you buy a
brother
yacht?
once... Yeah, I asked... my brother ordered something from Amazon.
A yacht?
But it was from Amazon US. Yeah, a yacht.
From Jeff Bezos
No,
himself.
it was
he signed
actually... It was actually... the toilet lid. Yeah, he ordered like the Japanese thing. You know?
Bidet?
Oh, the one with the bidet.
Yeah. The one that plays music, like it heats up and
Wait,
like
it plays music? Wait, wait, what?
Yeah.
That's
Is it to mask the farting sound, or like when you're taking a shit? Is that why?
Exactly. Yeah.
Oh, I think,
Yeah. You're taking a shit and then he plays music like and you don't have to be ashamed of your farting sounds.
And Japanese come up with anything.
But yeah, because he had some problems with his bowel movements, he bought it like on the Amazon US. So when they got here, it was like super heavy. Like we didn't know like why. So we discovered as well that we also got some extra dumbbells, but it wasn't for us.
Why?
It was for someone called Miranda, but she lived in the US. Like they, like, I don't know why. They missed order, like this Miranda girl. Like they did deliver like the toilet lid, but they also delivered some dumbbells. But my brother called like Amazon, said, "Oh, you know, you misordered this Miranda thing, like those dumbbells." And I said, "You know what? You can keep it because
shipping
the
is
logistic to get ship back this from Brazil to the US is gonna cost us a lot. So you know what? You can keep it. Bye."
Oh, nice.
So yeah, we got some extra
Did you
dumbbells
actually use
now.
them? Did you put them like next to the toilet? So like when you're taking a shit, you can also, you know, get some gains.
We actually use them to hold the doors.
To hold the doors? What do you mean?
All the doors
Because
open.
to hold the door open.
Oh,
when
so like
it's windy.
like a very expensive and weighty door stopper. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
exactly.
Okay, fair enough. So it's not like your dogs are just gonna roll it away. I'm not sure what kind of weights it is. They're not gonna try and push it
it's
off, like push it away.
It's like 3 kilos. They can get it. It's too
I
heavy.
mean, dogs are gonna be strong.
I'm gonna body slam.
They're
if I
gonna
can.
train to move your door,
They're gonna
and then they're gonna be very strong.
No, they're not gonna do that. They're well-behaved dogs. They are really well-behaved dogs. Scope's gonna put a picture of them now in the podcast.
If you give
See how
me,
cute they are?
if you give me a picture, I'll put it up right here, and then you can comment how cute they are.
Wow, look at them. Look at them.
Wow,
How cute.
Amazing dogs.
Giving editor scope thing to do.
Yeah. Okay.
Exactly.
Hello, me. Time to put some pictures here. And if you didn't get them from Tortinha, just put pictures of, I don't know, of random dogs you find on the internet. Yeah.
No. I'm gonna send you multiple pictures, and I'm gonna send you pictures of the cat as well.
I'm going to put a picture of like a dinosaur and like some other stuff.
Oh, I'm gonna send you
Unrelated
pictures
things.
of them using costumes as well.
And this is a dog lifting
Can
dumbbells.
I ask editor scope instead to do like a YouTube poop of this conversation? some random editing crap.
Okay. Say something, Nama.
Hello, I'm gay.
Okay. I actually tried to do
I give him a little, just a little bit of his job.
a little bit of homework, to do for later. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I've actually I think in episode 13, I think, something like that. I started, because what I try to do when I'm editing video, right, when I'm editing the podcast, it's like I try and optimize my workflow, maybe add some stuff as well, so some improvement, some way to improve. So what I tried for one episode, I think, or 2 episodes, is add like a watermark in like the corner of the screen, or like there. So there's also a reminder for me to put like a watermark somewhere in the corner. The only problem is that because of the way that I edit, which I have everything structured in my head, I don't have anything like written down, and like the steps I have to take to edit, I keep forgetting to put the watermark there. So I did it one episode, then the episode afterwards I forgot, and I was like, fuck. Well, I'm not going to re-render the entire thing with the watermark because it takes too long. I'm not going to do that. So then the episode after that, I did do it again. And afterwards, I forgot it again. Like, and then a couple episodes, like, okay, fuck it, man. But I do want to, so like what you're saying, give an edit or like put a picture here or whatever. I like doing those kind of things to maybe like improve the experience for people that are watching, to see and take the podcast to a bit of a next level, you know. It's always got to improve with each episode in some kind of shape, way, or form. Even though that sometimes doesn't work out.
I'll do an animation for you. If I could move, I would do a dance.
If you would have your VR be charged, then you could do the dance, yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, I mean,
I need
to be
to stop
charged.
saying
No,
that.
you can get in VR.
Although that has happened before. In the episode with Benjo, he did actually lose power to his headset. So he had to switch over to desktop. And that was explained in the episode as well. But it's like near the end of the episode. So usually normally it would be in VR throughout most of it anyway. Well, I think that is those topics. I do have one more before we close off because we are going a bit late. And I still have to edit the shit and put in these dumb pictures. Like this picture of a insert funny thing here.
Funny meme.
Funny meme, yeah. I should have like a poll where people just like vote a thing I just put randomly in the episode, or kind of like an Easter egg, like an
Yeah.
like an Amogus kind of thing.
Comment what we put in minute 15.
How does that work? Like they can comment it on the video, and I'm gonna read.
But actually, this is the sonorous war cry.
Yeah, I could do that.
Bless you.
Was that a sneeze?
Like what minute Tortinha sneeze?
Anywho, so one last topic before we wrap it up. I'm not sure how long this is going to take. Hopefully not too long, actually. What is your guys' role model in your life? And I think did I talk about my role model? I'm not sure. In my episode 5, I don't know. Benama and Tortina, who are your guys' role model in life? The person that you look up to, that you think like really appreciate, and are striving to be more like them. And don't say me. Don't say me.
Oh wow! I was gonna say you.
I fucking knew it. No me. That's not a good answer.
Okay, no, it's good. You first, Nama.
He's thinking.
I have no fucking clue. I was hoping you went first.
You don't have a role model, like, so should I answer it first? I can answer it first. Well, Nama's passing out. So for me, it's pretty simple. So my role model in life is my dad. So a lot of things, a lot of interests that I have. Yeah, I know, fucking cliche, right? A lot of things and interests I have in life are partially or mostly because of my dad. Like my passion for cars is because of my dad. He used to give me toy cars when I was smaller. He used to like help me drive before he even got like a driver's license, like sit on his lap and like, you know, do the steering wheel, and show maybe like basic mechanic stuff. So that's the thing. Classical music is something that I inherited from him because he would only play classical music mostly all the time if he has the speaker on, even when I was like a small kid. But yeah, one of the main things that I really looked up to for my dad is the fact that he could just, in public, strike a conversation with anyone, like just a random guy on the street or just waiting in line, you know, at a cashier at a grocery store. He would just strike conversation with anyone. And I always fucking envied that dude. It's like, that's fucking cool. I wish I could do that. I wish I could be that talkative and that have that kind of charisma to just do that with anyone. And besides, you know, it's a nice person, like my dad a lot. But yeah, for example, that charisma that he had, it's like, that's something that I would like to have. And then eventually I did a lot of talking with a lot of people. And at a certain moment, I had enough charisma myself and, you know, talking abilities to do the same thing. Even though like I didn't really intentionally did it, it's like, oh, well, I'm bored. I don't know. I'm waiting on someone or something. It's like, okay, there's a person here. You know what I could do? I could have a conversation. Amazing. So that's then what I did. I started a conversation about some random shit, much like the fucking podcast is nowadays, or has been basically the entire time. And yeah, these are the kind of things that I looked up to, and now I'm actually trying to also do myself. So yeah, still my role model to most extent. I also still have disagreements with my dad on some points, mostly because he says that I should not be doing the things that he was doing when he was a kid, like working on my car when it's like raining out or like it's snowing. Like I changed my oil once when it was like snowing, or it was like in the snow, it was very cold. He's like, it's way too fucking cold. You shouldn't be doing this. Like, why are you telling me this? You fucking telling me stories that you did these kind of things when you were younger, and now I'm doing it and you're judging me for it. That's a hypocrite. It's like, no, I will do this regardless, because, well, you know, young teen just ignoring what his dad says and doing it anyway. In this case, he didn't have any ground to stand on, so I got that conversation won basically. But do you guys have a role model, or, you know, someone that you look up to that maybe like copied like a lot of their abilities from, or strive to be more like them?
Mine is my granddad.
Because
yes, it's a long story, but I think it's many reasons. But I think when I was a child, my parents used to be really, like, let's say, more of an educator than, let's say, more loving parents. Like, it was nice. Like, I wouldn't say I would, like, I'm not saying I'm complaining. Like, they wanted me to be, like, a smart kid, a kid with good grades, you know?
Mm-hmm.
But my grandparents always like
Asian.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's a culture thing.
Like, but my grandparents didn't care, like, that we got good grades. We played piano. We knew like we knew how to multiply stuff and everything. And they used to spoil us. But like, I wouldn't say that's because I was inspired by him. He was someone who by his age, like, invented something that really changed, like, how we lived, let's say.
And you make the iPhone.
So he...
It's your grandpa, Steve Jobs?
Is he Steve Jobs?
No. He invented a machine that could, like, that you could, like, breathe without energy. Like, you could have assisted breathing without having energy on, you know? So
That's
it really helped us with, like, yeah, it really helped us, like, with COVID, for example. because in Brazil, like we don't have like the infrastructure to have like energy in every state, you know. So it was a really popular machine, like to take to places like where they didn't have like really hospitals that didn't have much, you know. And it was something that for the time being was really innovative and saved a lot of lives. I would say, and
do you have like a name for it, or is it going to dox you? People know what kind of machine it is.
I don't have any technical name, no, but it's like just my last name, which is Takaoka.
That's what it's called after, the machine? One of your last names?
Yeah, it's K Takaoka, yeah. Like the machine is just like that. It's just like have the name on it. It probably have a motto in it, but like I have no idea how the technical things works. But it's probably like I don't know. And like when he was dying, let's say, it was kind of sad. It was quite funny because he died from like insufficiency on his lungs. And
very ironic.
Yeah, very ironic, right? He looked like he was using another machine which wasn't his, but he was always looking to change something for better. Like he was looking at the machine. I was like, oh, you know what we could do better on this machine? And I was like, oh, he was taking notes. Like he wanted like to improve like that machine. But then he died, so couldn't do much. And he always like really liked to get to know new stuff. So, you know, he had like, I don't know, 19 years and he knew how to like use an iPhone, whatever. Even though others don't like new technologies.
So how does this relate to yourself as like him being a role model? Like, are you also trying to invent new things or things that change the world?
No, I'm not trying to invent new things, but I think I'm always trying to improve myself, like on the things that I do as he was, you know, like he was trying to always like help others, you know. That's how I use him as a role model.
Well, that's an interesting story.
I would never have like the same innovative like mind as he had.
Wait, I don't know. Maybe it's not too late to try. Who knows? Maybe you'll figure out the next iPhone or something a bit more basic, I guess.
Yeah, who knows? Yeah. Who knows?
Yeah, exactly. So, Nama, you had some time to think. Do you have anything?
I have nothing. And also, like, how can I fucking top that now? Even if I had something.
It's not a competition, Nama. It's not like...
Nama, like your dog. You can say, like, my dog because he loves me. like
I don't have a dog.
You want to become a dog?
I don't know.
I don't know.
Do you have cat ears?
I can say that my dad is also quite a model for me because like I also inherited from him my curiosity and like my ability to like do everything myself. Like same as Scope said before, I learned from him like doing everything that you need in the house. So, like I built furniture before. I fixed my bike. I even do the kind of mechanical stuff like replacing the gears and all those kind of things that like most people will just take the bike to mechanic and let them do it. Or like patching up the walls. I don't know. I tend to do everything I can myself, and that's something that I learned from my dad. I don't know if I would call it a role model because, like, you know, it's on some things, I definitely learned from him. Like, obviously, he's my father.
Mhm.
You always learn from your parents. But on some
Well,
others,
not
I feel
always,
like I do better.
If you have good parents, you should be able to, learn from them.
Yeah, if you have good parents, you should always learn from them. Sometimes you don't have good parents, so you don't learn from them. My mother is definitely not a good example.
Can relate.
Yeah, it's not great. So I would definitely not copy her, but I can definitely learn a lot from my father, because like he was always he always been someone that dedicate his full potential to everything, even at the company. And then when thing went south with the company, he found right away something that could keep us, could still provide for us. He always had a plan, that kind of thing. So yeah, I can definitely learn from him. I definitely strive to be that positive in those kind of things. Some other thing, I feel like I did surpass in some others, because like I'm way more patient than him. He always says that too. He always said that I cannot do that. You're definitely way more patient than me. Please do that for me, because I would just quit. Even I don't know, when I was home working at fixing something with him. After a while, he was like, "I'm kind of done with it. I know you have more patience. Do it for me." There's that reciprocal kind of inheritance, like I did learn from him, but at the same time, I went a step forward, say.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. Definitely someone that I admire, but I don't know if I would call it even a role model.
Yeah, it kind of sounds like it is. I believe for a lot of people, especially men, that their father would be their role model, or ideally it would be their role model. And maybe for the mothers, or for the daughters, it would be the mother being a role model, because that would be just the most, straightforward thing to have. It's like your parents are your role models. You want to live like them, or like they teach you good values, good skills, or whatever that you would also like to have. So those cases, usually parents should be role models, but it can also be, I know, like even like a celebrity that has like everything like figured out. Like you could look at those and it's like, oh yeah, I really like to be those, or like a streamer, or like a YouTuber, or whatever. Those could also be your role model. So it doesn't really, could technically even be like a fake person, like a fictional character could be a role model if there are ideals or something, that you really admire and want to also change into yourself. So can be many things. Any other remarks regarding that, role models?
Pikachu can be your role model, Nama.
What? Wait, Pikachu? What? What are you saying?
You said it could be.
Pika.
It could be anything. Like an fictional character. Pika.
And this is where I put Pikachu on top of their heads in the edit.
Hey, Pika could be your role model. Not Pikachu. Pika could be a role model. And that's a bird. There's a bird called a Pika in scientific name.
I don't know. I didn't know about that.
It's the one that it's known as a bird that steals the
crow?
It's a raven with black and white feathers. I don't remember the name in English. It's but yeah, the scientific name of that is a Pika.
So you're saying that Tortina's role model is the bird that steals everything? Is that what you're saying?
No. I'm not saying
I mean, it could be that. If you like stealing, it could be that, yeah.
Yeah, true.
That's a terrible role model. I choose something else. Like a capybara.
Capybara?
Why would a capybara be better than a Pika?
Because I prefer like a capybara because they eat and they swim, and a pika pika just it's like.
And you do the same things. You
Okay,
eat and you swim.
then my role model is a sloth.
Okay.
Yeah, well, there you go.
I try to do nothing. There you go.
See,
I try to do nothing all day.
I like to eat and swim.
We really,
I like to
we really
sleep.
got to the fucking basics of like the human condition or the human activities. Like I don't like to do anything. I like to eat and swim.
I mean, we got to
Live.
the role models.
Yeah, or lack thereof,
The
basically.
essence of a role model.
Yeah, the very
The
essence.
spiritual animal.
I like living as a human. That's my role model. Any other human. It's like I like to survive.
I like to survive.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Exactly. Also likes to survive is the person that's going to edit this, which is me, because we are going over 2 hours now. So I think it's a nice time to wrap that up. I think there's a nice ending for it. So before I do the closing words, I would like to ask you guys, do you have any closing words for the audience of this episode? Starting with Nama.
Happy Pride Month. That's what I'm gonna say. I don't know.
Okay. Fair enough. It's kind of like putting it into a certain time frame that it could only be in June each year to be played as episode, but sure, I'll let this slide for the special occasion.
True. I mean, you did already say it was a
Yeah,
it was a pride thing, you know.
So yeah, whatever. That's why I let it slide. Tortina?
Pika pika.
Okay.
No,
Is that okay? I would like to. Okay, sure. Take two, Tortina. What are your closing words for the audience?
Thank you everyone for listening. I hope I see you guys on the next episode. Who knows? I remember I said I was going to predict the future. That was it.
Mm-hmm. And I'm going to predict the
Maybe
future.
I predict something that was even not going to happen.
Yeah, you could be a terrible predictor of the future, which most people are and most things are, because we are terrible at predicting the future in general. But I can say for certain to the audience that the person that's going to be editing this is going to have a pain. That is for certain. That's going to happen in the future. So if you guys don't have any other closing words, then I'm going to wrap this up. So
good luck.
Yeah, thanks. So with that, I'd like to close off the podcast.
Gambate.
I would like to, no, not yet. I would like to thank the audience for sticking around if you made it this far. And I would love to see you guys in the next episode. Until then, peace out.
Bye. You.
Boy.
Didn't talk about it affecting her in a bad way besides like flights having to divert.
Okay, Nama.
Yeah, I just standed up to fill my water. I went straight up against my wall.
Nice. No, but it is funny because we could be like, oh yeah, this is our Pride Month episode. You know, we have a someone from the LGTBQ community, and you can take a guess which person that is. It's that one. It's this thing right here.
Yeah, it's the one not talking.
Yeah, it's this one. You don't
The mute.
you least expect it. It's the mutes they're taking over.